So earlier in the year, January to be precise, I did a 25 series I want to read in 2019 video, and this is September. I think I've only read like 5 of the series on that list, but I'm actually pretty proud of how much reading I've been able to do this year, considering the fact that I have been in and out of reading slumps, and work has been crazy and very, very busy, so I've not really had the luxury / time to be able to get as much reading done as I want to. But it's September, and it just occurred to me to do a semi-updated list of sorts, but rather than it be 25 series I want to read, it's 10 series I absolutely must finish this year.
To be talking to you, Belladonna. Should have taken a break, not an Oxford comma. Take what I want when I wanna, and I want ya.
So I think I'll just jump straight into the very first series I absolutely must finish this year, and that is the Mortal Instrument series. Yes, so for those that have been following my channel now, you would know that I have already finished the first original trilogy. So I have read City of Bones, City of Ashes, and City of Glass. To finish up the series, I need to read City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire, and I've already started City of Fallen Angels. So this is one series I know I am certain, 100% certain that I'll be able to finish this year. I've wanted for so long to read Cassandra Clare books and see if they live up to the hype for me, and see if the series are ones that I actually would like / enjoy. A lot of the series I had planned on reading this year that I've actually read already have instantly become absolute favorites of mine. At least most of them have become favorites of mine, which makes me very happy. And so far I'm actually having a blast reading the Cassandra Clare books. I know that they are a very early set of works, so they are not as good as I was expecting them to be, but they are not bad either. And as someone who watched the show, I would just say that the books are really, really good. Like really, really good. I wish the show, but this is not that video, so yeah. The very first series I must absolutely finish this year is the Mortal Instrument. The next series I want to finish this year is the Infernal Devices, and so far I have already read Clockwork Angel, so I just have to finish Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess, and I would be able to finish the series as well. This is Cassandra Clare's second series, the Infernal Devices, and this takes place in London in the 19th century, and I love historical fiction, especially historical fantasy, and I did have a blast reading the first book in the series. I can't wait to finish the rest of it. I'll definitely be giving my thoughts in my wrap-up at the end of this month, but I've already gotten a good start in this series as well, and I absolutely do plan on finishing it this year. Another series I absolutely must finish this year, it's the Wrath and the Dawn series by Renee Adie. So we have the Wrath and the Dawn and the Rose and the Dagger. I'm planning on reading this month, so I can't wait to read it. I forgot to mention, so for those that do not know what the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices series is about, in it we follow 2 women who get exposed to this world of magic and wonder, and also the things that go bump in the night. These creatures that they had always thought were beings of folktale and fairy tales, and then they realize that they're actually really real. There's actually something called the Shadow World, and in the Shadow World you have beings of legends and monsters, and you also have shadow hunters who are entrusted with protecting humanity, and the downworlders being beings who are a mix of demon, human, and angelic heritage. So basically you have shadow hunters who are meant to protect humanity and the world from demons who just want to tear and destroy. And in the Mortal Instrument series, Clary is the one that gets introduced to this world. In the Infernal Devices, it's Estessa Gray that gets introduced into this world. I'm definitely having a blast reading it. Not gonna lie though, the first book in the Mortal Instrument series, that took a while for me to get to, but so far I'm enjoying the series. The Wrath and the Dawn duology, on the other hand, though, follows Shahrazad, and is based off of the 1000 Nights. That's the story of Shahrazad, who basically has to spin these stories for 1000 nights in order to keep her neck, because the king she marries kills his brides every night, but because of the story and the engaging tale Shahrazad tells him, he spares her life so that he can find out more, and that is how their love / romance blossoms. And I think that this kind of follows that, but Renee Adie definitely gives it its own unique spin. So yeah, it's a series I've been wanting to read, and I absolutely must finish it this year. Another series I intend to finish this year, the Bone Witch Trilogy by Rin Chupeko, whereby we follow T, who is a necromancer who accidentally brings her brother back from the grave and who has to be trained because ultimately she is the one that would save / protect her world. And I love necromancy. I love stories about bone witches. So when I found out that this was actually a trilogy that was written, and I've been told that it's really dark, really dark, I've been wanting to read it, and October is almost here, so you know I am definitely going to be starting this trilogy at least next month. So this is the third series I absolutely must finish this year. And the fourth series, the Magician Trilogy by Lev Grossman. So we have The Magicians, The Magician King, and The Magician's Land. I watched the TV show. The last season finale really broke me. A very good friend of mine, Mila, sent me this trilogy. I was like, you know what, Noria, read this book, trust me, it's done so much better in the books, and you would not regret it. So she sent me the books, and I absolutely must finish it because our plan is to body read it. She's read it already. It's a reread for her, but it's a first read for me, and we're body reading it, and I can't wait to be all caught up and just I miss this world, I miss these characters, I want to know more about them, and there are 3 books that would give me all that information, and I absolutely must finish them this year. The next series I plan on reading this year is the Villains Duology by V.E. Schwab. So we have Vicious and we have Vengeful, and I think there's a third book. Not I think, Victoria has tweeted that she is completing some books, and Villains 3 is a book that she said she's working on at the moment, but I need to finish this 2 duology before she releases that, so that I can definitely be caught up with the third book when it's time for it to be released. I want to be a part of that hype. And this basically follows 2 best friends who become mortal enemies, and there is powers gained, and everybody here is morally grey, and it just with a series title like Villains, I'm certain nobody's surprised that there are no good people in this book, and I've been wanting to read it for like forever, and I finally get the chance to do so, and I absolutely intend to read it this year. So the 7th series I absolutely must finish this year is the Witchland series by Susan Dennard. I've already read Truth Witch, so right now I have started Wind Witch. I'm on the first chapter. I'm not gonna lie, the beginning of this book confusing, because I'm like, this did not pick up exactly where we left off in Truth Witch, but I think I understand what's going on right now, so I'm actually perfectly good. And then there is Sight Witch, and the most recent release in the trilogy, which came out this year, Blood Witch. So I actually do have plans to finish all 4 books. I need to finish all the books in the series. I need to be caught up with the books in the series at the end of this year, so that next year I can concentrate on the next book in the series, because I don't think the series has ended yet. In this, basically, the one thing I enjoyed about this book when I read it is the very interesting magic system. It was a bit confusing, but I actually love it. I also love the fact that you have 2 strong women who are really bonded and really close friends, and who would legit die for each other and would do anything to protect each other, and I just loved seeing such strong female friendships in this book. Yeah, that's just basically it. We follow 2 girls who are destined for great things, but as at when we start the book, they are on the run, but they've gotten very good at using their assets, and also very good in knowing where their strengths are, and also very good at complementing each other's abilities. And it's just with a magical system that is very intriguing and very interesting when you finally get into it, and characters that are not your cookie cutter straight type of characters, which are characters that I really enjoy, because I like my characters being slightly morally complex. And yeah, so the Witchland series, definitely a series I absolutely do intend. I have full intention of finishing this year as well. And then there's the Book of the Ancestors trilogy by Mark Lawrence. So there's Red Sister, there's Grey Sister, and then there's Holy Sister. And the minute someone told me that this series was basically about assassin nuns who are also very queer, and that it's very bloody, I was like, I absolutely have to read it. And so I got all 3. I can't wait to read it. I absolutely must read it this year. Like, I have to read it this year, just because I think Mark Lawrence is releasing a new book in this world, not a continuation of this series, but still taking place in that world. And of course there will be cameos from characters that you already recognize, and that is coming out next year, so I need to be all caught up before then. And I think it's coming out really early next year as well. So these books absolutely have to be read. Like, the fact that they're already, like I said, assassin nuns who are queer was already incentive enough for me to read this book. And then I discovered that there are more books coming out in this world, and I want to read it in time. And I have friends who have said, Noria, your taste in book, like, you would love this series, and I trust their opinions and their judgment. So a series I absolutely must finish this year. And then there is the Strange the Dreamer series by Laini Taylor. I read Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy this year. I love it. Absolutely love it. Easily one of my favorite series. Like, I love those books so much. And knowing that this series is written by the same author that gave me that perfection, and that some people even think that this series is even better than Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, I was just like, I absolutely had to read it, and I intend to finish it this year. Like, not next year, I need to finish it this year. Also, there are some cameos from Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy and a little bit of trivia, and like, just payoff, and I'm lost for words. The only thing I can say is that I have to read this book. This book, so far, from what I've read of it, we follow a young man, a young librarian called Laszlo Strange, who gets to save a city, gets to save a forgotten city, and show us that not all heroes can wield swords and are master warriors from birth. No, some heroes love books. Some heroes get lost in books. Some heroes will save through their love for stories and their love for books. And I just, once someone told me that the lead character is a librarian, I was just like, a bookworm. You're giving me a story with a bookworm. Like, what's not to love? So yeah, The Strange Dreamer duology by Laini Taylor. Absolutely, I have every intention of finishing it this year. And then finally, there's the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. So we have Cinder, Scarlet, Press, Winter, and I think this is a novella Fieres. So all I needed to be told was that this series basically is a fairy tale retelling of Cinderella and Little Red Riding Hood. There's Rapunzel, there's Snow White, right? And it all takes place in space, you know, with cybernetics and cyborgs. And I'm just like, what is not to love about that? So I've been wanting to read this, and this is the year. This is absolutely the year when I would read the series. I need to know. I've heard mixed reviews about it. Some people love the series, some people hate the series. I can't wait to see exactly where I fall in that spectrum. Of course, I'm going to give honorary mentions to 3 series that I had planned on reading this year, and I have read so far. I have actually read 2 of the books. I just need to read the last books for me to absolutely read them. So, like I said, I am actually hitting a lot of my series reading goal for the year, which is making me very happy. The very first series is the Nevernight series. The last book in the series, Dark Dawn, I am getting my copy, definitely getting my copy next week, which means that I do intend to read it next week, which means by next week I would have finished that series. So yay me. The second series is the Illuminate Files, and I just finished reading Gemina, which, by the way, loved. Oh god, I can't wait to talk about it during my wrap up. But anyway, loved it, and I can't wait to start Obsidio. This I'm definitely going to be reading next month. Is going to be the first book I pick up, like, first day of the month. Like, you can count on that, you can bet on that, because I need to know how the story ends. And then there's the last series, the Folk of the Air series. Yes, Queen of Nothing is coming out in November. The minute it drops, I have full intentions of reading it, because I have been anticipating that book since I finished Wicked King earlier in the year, and it's going to be perfection, and it's going to ruin me, and I'm ready for it. So yeah, those are 10 series I absolutely must finish this year. Let me know if you started any series this year. Let me know if you finished any series this year. Let me know which of these series I have, like the ones I've not yet started. Let me know which one of them that I have that you think I should absolutely bump up my TBR and maybe get started on them next month, for example, just so that I can read them quickly. Just let me know, and yeah, that would be the video. If you like it, please do not forget to give it a big thumbs up. Check out my other videos, subscribe if you want to. I make new videos every Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'll see you soon. Until then, stay passionate, love books, love yourself. Bye.
My strange addiction, my doctors can't explain my symptoms.